speedy IFVs perform surprisingly well in battles involving armored vehicles. In the hands of an experienced player, their ATGMs and rapid-firing autocannons with sub-caliber ammunition have spelled doom for many an MBT. Today, we're going to show you the exact IFVs that can easily rival even the most fearsome of tanks. Let's start with the Soviet BMP-1, or more precisely, its BMP-1P variant. It has access to PG-9AT grenades and Konkur's ATGMs, and both of those are capable of piercing the front defenses of the heaviest tanks and the most well-armored tank destroyers in the game. Furthermore, the vehicle has decent protection against machine gun fire in the front, and is equipped with night vision equipment allowing it to fight at full capacity even at night. On the other hand, this is not the best pick if you favor aggressive pace style. Grenades don't have the strongest of after-penetration effects, meaning that you often have to hit the same target several times to disable it completely. So it pays to be careful and not to rush into things. Then we have the American M3 Bradley. Compared to other Western vehicles of the class, it's relatively slow, but commands significant firepower. A quick-firing Bushmaster autocannon with a two-plane stabilizer makes short work of any enemy AA vehicles and light tanks. If you run into something less squishy, you can deal with it by firing two TOW ATGMs off in quick succession. Furthermore, your gunner can use thermal sights, which is kind of a big deal on a vehicle with a BR of 8.0. On the other hand, your sub-caliber rounds won't break any records with their penetration rate, and you have to elevate the launcher to firing position every time you want to use it, and that takes time. The next vehicle on the list is the British Warrior. This one is pretty damn fast. It can go at 75 kph while both advancing and reversing, which is insane. The Milan 2 ATGM makes short work of enemy armor, while its Radan automatic cannon can easily deal with light vehicles with its APDS belt. Keep in mind that the Warrior is best used for flanking maneuvers and ambushes. It's not a good idea to have too much heat on you at any time. Your ATGM can't be used on the go, and your main gun isn't stabilized, so be careful. And back to Soviet vehicles once again. This is the BMP-2, a heavily modernized BMP-1 equipped with the two A42 autocannon and a two-plane stabilizer. Compared to the gun its predecessor was shipped with, this cannon is capable of unloading a literal hail of rounds. The BMP-2 performs pretty well both at range and in CQB. With the BMP-2D upgrade, it also gets additional armor, providing decent protection against machine gun fire. Finally, it's time for the big three. The bronze goes to the German Panzer 57. Basically, it's an upgraded Marder with a modified hull and a new turret, and a lot more firepower. See for yourselves. This IFV is equipped with a 57mm Bofors 170 autocannon, which is already pretty great, as it can destroy MBTs with just a few APHEBC rounds when hitting the enemy from the side. If you run into tougher targets, there are TOW ATGMs to take care of that, and if your team has trouble dealing with helicopters, you can help them out by switching to HEVT rounds with proximity fuses. Then we have the majestic Japanese Type 89. Simply put, it just has a lot of things to offer. A 35mm Oerlikon autocannon that can use a few different rounds, ATGMs with high penetration rates, thermal sights, excellent mobility, and armor configuration that is almost on par with what is usually given to light tanks. While used to support the team, the Type 89 is effective at any range. It can shut down MBTs and medium tanks up close with its autocannon, and its ATGMs are great at dealing with enemies at range. The best part is that the Type 89 can fire ATGMs on the move. And here it is, the absolute beast of its class, the Swedish STRF 90C. This is the only IFV that has no access to ATGMs at all. Wait, don't leave! There's a catch. Apart from conventional ammo, its rapid-fire 40mm autocannon can also fire HEVT rounds with proximity fuses, and even APF-SDS rounds. Thanks to that, when flanking, this IFV can easily wreck any MBT it encounters. At the same time, you don't have to be concerned about enemy SPAA vehicles, because the STRF-90 is fitted with pretty sturdy armor, providing ample protection against autocannons and high-caliber machine guns. All in all, this IFV is perfect if you favor an aggressive playstyle with daring rushes and lightning-quick attacks. With their quick-firing guns and anti-tank guided missiles, IFVs make for excellent infiltrators. In this capacity, they certainly give light tanks a run for their money, especially if you prefer burst-fire armaments over single-shot cannons. Do you enjoy spraying enemies with lead? What kind of shenanigans were you able to pull off with IFVs? Please tell us in the comments below. We're waiting.